So I felt the most something and you nothing. Check. I'm from the other side where other guys don't walk too much. And girls from the projects when said we
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. In this game, we'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Toronto Raptors. For the Raptors, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball, looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. And so the All-Star break is behind us. Second half of the season is upon us. Shaq, is this where we'll see the great teams start to separate themselves from the rest of the pack?
Yeah, I think so, but still a lot of games left to be played. A lot can happen that's out of your control. You got to keep a strong mindset, work hard, and just hope for the best.
But this is where the postseason picture will start to get in focus, because right now we're trying to figure out who's going to be who and who's playing where, who's the matchups, and you come in with those great graphics at the end. But this is where it's starting to get clarification, Ernie. Playoff state of mind.
The tip-off fast approaching. Let's send it down to Kevin Harlan. Kev.
Oh, Canada, we stand down.
It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Atlanta Hawks today. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. For the Atlanta Hawks earlier this season, they were the winning team in the last matchup against Toronto.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against the defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Looking at the starting five for the Atlanta Hawks. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Buckets is out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Sefolosha in at the small forward position. And it's Lowry penetrating.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And his average at the line stands at about 79% right now, so solid numbers in that department.
I think it's been a struggle for him at the line. He's been scuffling this season. I mean, he's pretty well below the percentage that he shot a season ago, and not quite sure why.
And the three is knocked down. Deep ball good, and a nice shot from Buckets.
The defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. He doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Here's Lure. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Takes the three. The shot by Lowry, no good. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Buckets passes to Hardaway. To the paint. Dishes to Horford. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
The Hawks shooting their first free throws of this game. And Al Horford drops them both. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Lowry kicks to Lure. Screened by Valanciunas. Lure dishes to DeRozan. He used that pick to get in close.
Now how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Here's Buckets, and he gets it to go. Buckets got 5 now.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Lowry drives in, got a piece of it, and stolen by Horford. Here's the break. Here's buckets. Another three for Atlanta.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Outside Lowry. He feeds it to Ross. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Kept alive. And the Hawks with possession. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. The lead pushed to double digits. And that's 11 points for Freak.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
Then the D is getting bombarded. They haven't been able to slow them down the least bit.
Now, here's Lowry. 20 points for him last game against Chicago.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game.
3 on the clock. Goes up from the top of the key. Here's Lure. The shot is off. Some solid defense there from Buckets. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Raptors trail by 10. Lowry kicks to Ross. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
The defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Buckets. Lowry covering. Atlanta again missing. In Toronto, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Valanciunas sets a screen for Lowry. He dishes it to Valanciunas. Misses from short range.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Here's Buckets. No good. And Toronto will come the other way. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, they just caught a team, Kevin, that was in a zone, and they didn't have the manpower defensively to disrupt them.
Hey, zone or no zone, I expected a little more fight out of them than what they showed. I mean, they never strung together any stops like they needed to.
I want everyone here in the air cannon to send right
This is how the Raptors stack up over the last 10 games. 4th in the 7th in assists. And they kept the lid on opposing teams' overall offense as well. They're in the top 10 in opponent scoring.
And you look at their defense, they limit their opponents into that anemic shooting percentage because of their terrific teamwork. These guys stay on a string and really provide that help to one another when they're out there.
Now here's Korver. Buckets. He's guarded by Williams. The drive by Scott, and he dunks it down.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Here is Williams. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Picked by Williams. Here's Lure. Let's go. Williams, that's good. Atlanta with the ball. Leading by 5. And moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And I don't care how much you grind it out defensively. When you shoot it that poorly, you're going to struggle to win games.
Well, it's not only going to be a struggle, it's going to be virtually impossible if you shoot as poorly as they did.
Korver, good.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
How do you stop this? I mean, it seems like they can't miss.
Feeds it to Lure. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Scott. Puts up a 3. No good.
Okay, fans, put your hands together.
And DeMar DeRozan, the star for this Toronto Raptors team, he said he wants to bring them back.
A lot of people.
Let's face it, it's never easy. A different look here. Al Horford is checked in for Olynyk. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Kyle Korver. And it's Buckets in for T. Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with John Lewis. And it's Ross in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last match